Hi, welcome to the Gear Garage. I'm Zach. This is my little internet show about whitewater stuff. And today I want to talk about counterbalanced oars. I've had a request to talk about them and why we have them and why they're useful. So I want to do that, but first I want to just ask a favor. Northwest Rafting Company has been nominated as a Reader's Choice River Outfitter for Best Rafting Tour. And if you could just take 1 second, I'm going to put a link down in the show notes below. Click on that, vote for us. I really appreciate it. You know, we're a small company, and I'm really proud of what we do, and it would mean a lot to us, to all of us, to be number one. So let's talk about counterbalanced oars. And so, first of all, a counterbalanced oar is basically putting weight in the handle in this end of the oar, so it kind of stays down. And I think a lot of people, you know, get frustrated by how heavy the oar is, so they want weight, and it kind of feels like it's floating on air to give it a really cool feel. And I think a lot of people think a counterbalanced oar is an upgrade. And I completely disagree. And I'm against using counterbalanced oars for whitewater. I guess I can see their value for fishing maybe, but I just don't see the value for whitewater. And just really quickly how it works, this is a Sawyer oar handle. You know, in a Sawyer handle, if you pull the screw out, there's a wood handle in here. And instead of being wood, you just replace this with one that has a big piece of lead. And that just gets shoved in here, like that, and you put the screw back in, and it basically adds weight to the end, and it kind of holds it down. And, you know, it's kind of nice if you're just casually rowing. The reason I'm against it is because I'm about efficiency, and I've studied engineering, I have a basic idea of how physics works, and it is nice to have it lower. The problem is every oar stroke, you're accelerating and decelerating that mass. So even though it holds it down lower, every time you move the oar back and forth, you're having to speed up and slow down that mass, and that mass is on a long pivot. And so over the course of your day, it takes more energy. Also for me, just like carrying your oars, you know, if you have to carry your oars from your truck to your boat and your boat back to your truck, they're just heavier. And so it's just more weight to carry. I don't think it's that efficient. And finally, if you're putting up tarps, I use my oars to put up tarps a lot. And so when the weight's high in the oar, you know, it's a little bit more wobbly, and if it falls, it's more like, you know, people put tarps that mess up all the time, right? They fall down because their anchors are bad or whatever, they tie a bad knot. If a counterbalanced oar falls on somebody, it's really gonna hurt. And so, you know, what I'm gonna choose to do is and what I've never had a problem with with non-counterbalanced oars, I'm gonna choose to have the right length oar. And so when we teach rowing a lot, people come to us with boats with oars that are like half a foot or a foot too short. This is a very common thing. We typically bring extra sets of oars to our classes knowing it's going to happen. I'm not sure if the people selling oars are selling them short or what's going on, but what you want to do instead of having counterbalanced oars is make sure that this length from where it's pivoting to the handle is fairly long compared to the rest of the oar, right? And we see a lot of people with oars where they're rowing out wide, right? And I can see how heavy the oar is when you're rowing out wide like that. We teach more to row with your hands a little bit closer. I feel like you should row like you would do a good push-up, right? And so down low, the oars are almost touching, or maybe even overlapping. And so the longer this distance is from here to here, the more the oar has a natural counterbalance. So for me, instead of, again, adding weight to your oar, which just adds inefficiency, I'm gonna choose to work on my techniques, my like oar management, and my ability to use longer oars so they're naturally counterbalanced. And there's also added benefits to it too, which I'm not gonna go into here. So as a recap, I'm pretty much against counterbalanced oars for whitewater. If you're rowing some other thing, maybe there's some use, but anytime you're rowing a whitewater boat in whitewater, I'm pretty firmly against it. If you have different opinions or thoughts or questions, as always, add those in the comment section below. And please vote for us in this Reader's Choice Award thing with USA Today. It's a big deal to me, and I'd love to win this thing. So if you have a second, just go down and click that link and vote for us. That's it. See you next time.